It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I had the privilege of interviewing the co-owner of Axcess, Tyler Harkins. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Brandon. I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in owning a sports business?
The process of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think during being an athlete myself, I played hockey growing up and always wanted to stay involved in sports. I did make a sports agency for junior hockey athletes making their jump into college, and to help guide them through that landscape. And then the next progression was kind of getting into the social media of it all. So I was able to grow and build access here.
What was your experience like going to the Ohio State University and getting to play collegiate field ice hockey?
Yeah, going to OU and playing hockey was awesome. I like to say Bird Arena is the best college hockey rink in the country, but I met a lot of great friends there. Competed for national championships, had a great team, a lot of great teammates. So it was fun.
While at Ohio State University, what was that like getting to compete for those national championships and putting on that jersey for them?
Yeah, going to Ohio University, it was a great experience. Like I said, anytime getting to wear the green and white across and the Ohio across the chest, yeah, is a privilege.
So, coming out of college, what was that experience like getting started in your first sports business, Rules One?
Yeah, it was good. I had a co-founder, Austin Quarters, one of my really good friends, known him for quite some time in my life, and it's funny, we've still stayed connected to this day, and we always have ideas pop in our minds and shoot them over to each other. So definitely a great person that I got to work with, and maybe again in the future.
What is Rules One Sports and how did you get it started?
Yeah, so Real One Sports is it's an agency to help college athletes and our junior hockey athletes, youth hockey athletes, college athletes, and now they're getting into the professional athletes. They've got a few under their roster. So an agency to help um, kind of navigate the sports and hockey landscape because hockey is a little different than most people might be used to. With football, you go high school, then college. With hockey, it's you don't know where your path's going to take you.
Of course, how did your experience with starting up Rules One Sports helped you into where you are now, starting up Access?
I think just the consistency of growing something, being able to reach out to athletes, being able to kind of talk with them and help them with opportunities. So it was definitely a good stepping stone.
What was that experience like for you coming to own Access and starting up that business where you can monetize your content?
Um, yeah, I think just being able to look at the NIL landscape, and seeing how college athletes, needed an opportunity to monetize. And, I think everything I had done up until that point has kind of pushed me in a direction that would help me be successful with access. So we're at.
With the NIL coming out and stuff where people can monetize using their name, image, and likeness, what was that like starting up Access during that time?
Yeah, it was good. We started up originally as Go Train. Go Train was, kind of a training platform, a little different spin, and then when college athletes could start monetizing their name, image, and likeness, it's like this is the best progression we could have asked for. So we were able to kind of seamlessly transition our model and then the name of the company into Access Network.
How do you use your software Access?
Yeah, so we're an app that's available on the Apple App Store currently. Android will be coming soon. you're able to, you download the app, right? You get on there, you create a profile. We ask you a couple of questions, and it, gets you started. And then, hey, are you going to be a fan or an athlete? If you're an athlete, you'll be able to create some content and, share it with your fans. Fans, we want to, we want to humanize the athlete. So.
Who are some of the athletes that you have been able to have featured on your app?
Yeah, we've got hundreds of them now at this point, but probably my favorite is Mac Pedraza. She plays volleyball at Penn State. She's a good friend of Access Network, so yeah, she's my favorite athlete that's on the platform. But we have a bunch of great athletes as well.
Of course, having athletes from big conferences like Penn State and even maybe UNC and Clemson, what has that been like having those big name athletes out there on your platform?
Yeah, it's cool. If you check out our social media, Access Network, say Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter and X, you're able to see, how we kind of clip up these highlights. Georgette Topoulos is our social media director, and kind of just all hands for us. And she's able to clip these, plays that happen over the weekend or maybe during a action game or whatnot, and show them on our socials. So it's really cool.
What has that been like? Obviously, having Georgiana, who comes from the professional sports world and working in there.
Yeah, for sure. Georgia is she's a rock star, and I try to make sure she knows it too, because she really helps us steer the ship in the right direction, and super grateful for the experience she's brought in. She's helped kind of elevate our socials. She's got great ideas for us moving forward, and a huge asset to our team.
With the NIL coming out, what has that been like seeing these athletes use your platform and start their own personal brand?
Yeah, it's cool. And I think a lot of these athletes, they've built a personal brand. They've all played sports, and they've got that swagger to them. They've got that confidence, and they're showing it on the field. They're showing it in their personal social medias, on the free forward facing channels. I think Access just gives them another avenue to help monetize. And they seem to be doing a good job at it.
Of course, for my listeners that don't know about the app Access, how do you use it and what is it usually used for?
Yeah, so again, we're an app on the Apple App Store, so you can go in and download it. You can create content, photos, videos, engage with your fans, engage with the athletes on the platform. You can actually support an athlete through a tipping option as well. So if you're subscribed to an athlete, you're able to see their content. If you tip the athlete, you're able to support them and get something in return for that. Yeah.
Being the founder and owner of it, what has it been like seeing the engagement that you have received from these fans when it comes to seeing their favorite athletes?
Yeah, it's cool. I think at the beginning, we really focused on getting the athletes and getting the right athletes on the platform. We were a partner, foundational partner at the NIL Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, in June this past year. So we were able to meet with a bunch of athletes there, which was awesome. And once you get the athletes on board, then it's like, all right, fans. We get their fans, to get their fans, to get their fans. It's cool to see the excitement and see the messages that come in.
What was that experience like for you getting to experience that NIL summit?
Yeah, it was really cool. Brought the whole team with us. Really exciting opportunity. We made some great connections. Whether it was with individual athletes, whether it was with specific agencies, whether it was with other industry players out there. It was definitely an experience that I won't forget. Something I'm super grateful we got to do, and hopefully we'll be back.
While working with some of these collegiate athletes out there, have you thought about going out to the professional sports world and getting the professional sports involved in it too?
Yeah, I think, when you first start building a company, right, you want to make sure that you do it right. Um, we wanted to, start off with the collegiate athletes because we felt like they were the most hungry to just be able to try something new, right? And then, once you feel like you've got it right with a certain sector, then, kind of grow on top of it. It helped us, spearhead, I guess, an organized way of onboarding athletes. But yeah, we do plan on, growing our users and where they play and what they play.
What are some of the sports that these athletes have played that have been on your platform?
Yeah, I think most of them would, you could say football, basketball, men and women's, some ice hockey, uh, baseball. Would love to see a couple more golfers on there. 'Cause I think that their content would be incredible. Um, and yeah, I'd say football is probably your biggest one though.
Being a former ice hockey player in college, what has that been like seeing other ice hockey players share their experience and their content?
Yeah, it's cool. Just being a part of the hockey world and then watching other people support me and support this company, right? And then maybe those that have never met me just thought it was a cool idea. And I think when you played a sport for so long, like you kind of speak the language of the people that played the same sport, so it's good respect.
What are some of your future plans with your company Axcess?
That's super huge for us, the shout outs, the video requests. So there's a couple of things that are behind the curtain right now that we're planning and trying to gear up for 2024. So I don't want to say too much, but you can expect some growth on our platform.
What advice would you give those college athletes out there that are looking to use platforms like yours, Axcess?
Consistency, just with anything in life, right? Whether it's using this platform or using a different platform or whatever it is, working on your sport. It's just small consistent habits add up over time. It's better to get 1% better each day, and you'll see that growth.
What advice would you give those people out there in the business world that are looking to start up their own sports tech business like you have?
Hey, yeah. Um, just keep going and do something good, do something great. So I think just keep your feet moving. It's good. There's going to be tough days, gonna be hard days, gonna be days where you don't think anything makes sense, but just not being too hard on yourself and finding good mentors and keep moving forward.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with your platform at?
Yeah, I'll just dump the Access channel. So our Instagram is going to be at Access Network, and that's AXCESS Network. Same with our Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. So if you guys are interested in the platform, hearing more and just supporting us, Access Network. And
Thank
then
you
we're
for,
also on the app. We're also on the App Store as Access Network.
thank you again, Tyler Harkins, for your interview and best of luck in your future with your software Axcess. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Tyler Harkins, for your interview and best of luck in your future.
Thanks so much, Brandon. Appreciate you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.